I am scything because I'm actually asking now, once again, just what is her deal? Is she still acting to tricking us? Or is it possible that she now suffers from multiple personality disorder? If you ask me, I hope it's multiple personality disorder. At least that would make this a little bit more sense. Granted, however, I'm not a psychiatrist and I know nothing about how multiple personality disorder work. I don't even have it myself, so I have no right to actually say that it should make sense. But I've said it before and I said it again. Even if it's wrong, I believe it's right. It's right when I say it's the way believe it to be. Despair can drive a person insane, and I guess confusion can too. Yes, this is the One Piece chapter 875. Was it that bad? Well, not necessarily bad, although technically still nothing really big happened. Well, there was one big thing that happened, and that was the one thing I actually liked. But we'll get to that when I summarize this chapter. First off, the cover page is actually finally back to the Grand Fleet, and I have to say, Bartolomeo, for some strange reason, I actually presumed you wouldn't do this. I mean, it makes sense why he would do this, but at the same time, I didn't expect him to be that daring. But somehow, I actually don't think it, because he burns the red hair flag, saying Yonko do not matter. I mean, he is the guy who is a loony fan of Luffy, so he strongly believes Luffy is gonna defeat all the Yonko, which he one day will. But still, I actually believe his intention of burning down the red hair flag is not out of what is it? How would we differ from Luffy? Luffy is fearless in not well, he is foolishly fearless, but also he is confidently fearless. He knows what he must do, and he will do it without regret. But is Bartolomeo more like crazy fearless, or is he just taking after his idol? Either way, if he meets up with Shanks, can you imagine the comedy that's gonna happen then? But that's the cover page. In the chapter itself, first off, Brooke and Chopper, as Chopper still is annoying, eating up the cream that he loves, is using the shark submerge to try to get to the Sunny. They also said some small movements like they see a mermaid, which is not a mermaid, but it's actually a merman. But at least I, do not see who that one is. Are you implying that is Aladdin? Is it possible that he is the one who's gonna die, not Jinbei? I mean, don't get me wrong. I will never forgive Oda if he kills off Jinbei, even if I still don't understand how he works. Even though, although that the Strides still run away from the mad rage of Big Mom, who still screams of her wedding cake as Jinbei tells about the eating fits and the fact and also says that destroying the cake was not such a good idea. I mean, true, and but it was also not true. I mean, destroying the cake was a good idea. It's just at the same time, not a good idea with the fact that Big Mom entered her eating rampage. But who knows? But apparently, the cake was delicious despite everything. As the gang continue to run, they begin to wonder if they are actually lost, because well, they are in the seducing forest, and they also see the river, and the bridge has been fixed, probably implying that they are running in the wrong direction once again. So, I mean, guys, just jump up. Maybe if you, I mean, Carotto can jump high, can't she? Shouldn't she just jump up high, and maybe she can see the sunny, and then they can go in that direction? But then again, they would still be tricked, seeing that these trees, I mean, can move and stuff like that. So if you ask me, they should just basically just punch right through them, everything. But it seems like even that is not working. Still, Nami creates more and more of the black ball bait in order to distract Zeus. Because if Zeus gets on Big Mom, then they are screwed. But Prometheus is still in the game. And Luffy tries to punch Prometheus, but it has no effect. revealing once again why Prometheus has never been damaged. Prometheus is not a Logia. He is, well, it is just a balling piece of fire made life. So technically it can't be damaged because it doesn't necessarily have a form. Of course, that doesn't exactly answer why Brook could wound it, but then again it does answer why he could wound it, because then Jinbei throws some severe water at Prometheus and it seems to damage it. The What I meant to say is Brook is not only the user of the Yomi Yomi no Mi. I mean, there are two different reasons why Brook were capable of of wounding Prometheus. The first is Brook is the user of the Yomi Yomi no Mi, which is basically the revive revive feud. He can control souls, at least on, but not souls, but his own soul. And it is shown that his and the Soro Soro no Mi is in a rivalry with each other. Although Big Mom did say that her homies are special. But what I meant to say is it possible that the Yomi Yomi no Mi can hurt a homie of any kind, even if it's from the user of the Soro Soro no Mi, because after all it controls soul too? Or it could very well be from a similar way. I mean, Brook has mastered the ability of the Yomi Yomi no Mi that he now can summon the chill of the underworld, and that chill is ice. Technically, fire melts ice, but it's still, like an elemental scissor and paper, rock, and scissors. So maybe that's the reason why Prometheus could be wounded. Although that, as the Big Mom Pirates catches up, Carotto and Pedro manage to block their attacks. I mean, at least that's encouraging. But we see two troops that we have seen before, but we still don't know their names. One who's implied to ride on a what is that? Not deer, not sheep, goat homie. I'm saying homie because its eyes seems to imply that it is a homie. And the other one, well, I have no idea what that is. It's either a man wielding a scarecrow mask, or is another thing else. The scarecrow mask recognizes Pedro, but Jinbei takes Pedro while Luffy takes Carrot, saying that they cannot, even if they fight off the other troop members, they will get separated, and if they get separated, it's over. So they really have to run away, and everybody agree. But then Zeus begins to eat a very big weather egg from the existed cloud and grows even bigger and darker from all the deliciousness. Um, but then Sanji grabs a hold of Nami and they still running. But alas, the Big Mom pirates and the Big Mom herself are catching up to them. But then Nami gets an extremely brilliant plan, and I have no idea what I can actually feel about this, but we'll talk about that soon. She realizes that Prometheus, I mean, no, not Prometheus, Zeus may have eaten the weather eggs, but they're still her chemicals. So she uses a rod to create a new thunder attack. She calls it Zeus Breeze Tempo, which basically means throwing Zeus, or or maybe it's more appropriate to say, throwing a big thunder from Zeus right on Big Mom and the Big Mom Pirates. That was satisfying. To finally at least see the Big Mom Pirates being knocked out. It was annoying seeing them catching up. But the only question is, though, did that wound Big Mom? Because now people are gonna have the eternal argument that it's they either gonna argue with, oh no, turns out that Luffy cannot defeat Big Mom, so the only one who can defeat Big Mom is the weakest of them all, Nami. But then again, Nami does not fight with muscles; she fights with science. So, and science is powerful. And then there's others who say, guys, this is Big Mom, the one who could basically destroy a giant sword. Little lightning bolts shouldn't hurt her. But then again, we have to understand that even if you are superhuman, a lightning bolt hurt. I mean, I know this is a bad example, but please humor me. Take Khalifa for example. She was a CP9. She had super strength and everything else, but one thunder lands to her chest and she was knocked out. because, well, she was still human. We also cannot forget that even if the Strides were not as strong as they are now, when they faced Enel, they could barely do anything against him. Not only because he was a Logia, but also because his lightning attacks were just that powerful. Sanji, even Zoro was just knocked out by one powerful lightning bolt by them. I mean, they were, and then they got up, but they still were knocked out for a while. So I mean, it should make sense that Big Mom will get hurt by that. But if she doesn't, then we still have the problem that once again Big Mom is just so immortal. And how is Luffy gonna defeat her? No idea. But if this wounds Big Mom just a little bit, I will be happy, because then that means that it's not a fantasy after all. That Luffy will defeat Big Mom. Then finally, the Brook and Chopper reaches the Sunny and get up from the shark as the Big Mom crew that consists of Katakuri and Perospero have seen the lightning bolt. Perospero arrogantly believes that that was Big Mom and says to Brook and Chopper that they should just leave or they should fight. But Brook and Chopper decides to be men and fight. So Perospero is on that troop. Are you implying that that is going to be Sanji's opponent? Because what I'm saying is, if Katakuri is on that ship, it doesn't exactly answer the question on who is going to fight. Is he gonna fight? If he fights Luffy, that makes sense, but I also hope that Sanji would defeat him. But then again, that still won't make sense for a lot of people. But if Perospero is there, does that mean that he is Sanji's opponent? I mean, his candy ability is actually a danger towards Sun. No, 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 no. The opposite. His candy does not exactly work on Sanji, and I'm saying that because his strength of his legs and the Diablo Jambe was enough to make it crumble. And Perospero has said that it melts over time. So I actually believe that Sanji is the only one who can nullify Perospero's devil fruit through his Diablo Jambe. But then the chapter ends once again with a what the hell just happened, as Chiffon has decided to help Pudding after all, and she said to Capone that she needs to do this because they were Lola's saviors, and also by saying that they when they are in dangers they need to become questions. So she just says to, and the strange thing is she managed to actually convince her husband, and I'm saying strangely because the way she says, when those saviors are in danger, that is when the genuinity of those words comes into question. It's easy just to say thank you for saving Lola. So Capone agrees with that as she winks towards him, saying that what it means to be honorable. So I mean, it's pretty strange that Capone actually cared cared for Chiffon. I'm saying strangely because this is a guy who loathed empathy. I never believed he would fall in love with her. But then again, Chiffon deserved a happy ending, so if Capone still loves her, fine. And then finally, the chapter ends as Pudding sees Sanji, suddenly saying Sanji-san, as she once again switches back to her evil face. Wondering, and even the chapter itself acknowledges, is she in the middle losing sight of herself? Just, Oda, make up your mind already. Is she acting or is she suffering from multiple personality disorder? I'm seriously getting sick of all this heel face revolving door sequence of Pudding. I mean, I never wanted her to be a villain. I never wanted her to be a villain. I wanted at least some of Big Mom's children to be good guys. But no, no, no. Hardly anyone is. The only ones who seems to imply are good guys, good people are Chiffon, Lola, and Praline. Although I'm still not holding my breath over that one. I mean, I still cannot believe how so many assholes exist in the Charlotte family. Then again, they have an asshole for a mother, but still. So I'm just saying, What is her deal? I really hope that is multiple personality disorder because that would make sense. And why would that make sense? Well, for me, I'm saying for me it would make sense because, well, she, Pudding is a girl who has been bullied a lot in her youth, and then she snapped and turned evil. It's implied that from Chiffon that she and her has baked together before, so maybe that flashback about Lola is not a lie after all. Maybe Lola and Chiffon really did treat her right. Or maybe she just acted in front of them too. And then Sanji praised her third eye, and then she had a villainous breakdown, and then he gave her an armor piercing question. So isn't it possible that Pudding is just so doesn't know what to feel anymore? Either that or she does have multiple personality. Give me your thoughts if you have any.